Welcome back to Diasporas Media. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Really helps me out. I really need the algorithm. It costs you nothing. As we discussed previously, we're going to go through each individual country and in the Sahel at least, and list out what have the leaders been doing? What are some of the accomplishments that have been going on? We know the Western media likes to critique, likes to call them dictators, likes to you know, overstate the importance of democracy, even though they've been democratic, they've been Western aligned, and absolutely nothing has been done for their benefit, especially in the Sahel, right? But you know, the Sahel gets a really bad rep in the West. I do not think they're doing a bad job. I think they're doing an absolutely phenomenal job. But it's important for us to really start to highlight some of these things that are going on. And in the spirit of recent events, I think Mali is the place to start. But before we start, I just want to continue to tell you that this dashboard that I built right here, this is proprietary. Shout out to the devs who helped us out with this. But this is a list of some of the things that have been done together in the Sahel as a group of countries, right? From Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. This is what they have done together as a group. But we're going to dive into Mali in itself. Now, before we really fully get into it, I want to first acknowledge the defense minister that was killed and at least 3 of his family members that were killed. Shout out to Sadio Kamar. Rest in power to our brother, Sadio Kamar. Thank you for your contributions to our countries, to our causes, and to forwarding Pan-Africanism, forwarding the cause of the freedom and liberation of African peoples, specifically in your region and your country of Mali. So we're going to have a moment of silence for Sadio Kamara and his family members. Rest in power, black man. So again, as we have stated, the Sahel is always being scrutinized just because of the coup d'etats that were responsible for the new leadership and so many other things. But I do not think that these critiques are fair. I do not even think they are coming from the right place. I think one thing that is really essential is to acknowledge that Africa was not a democratic place to begin with, and it worked very well. But now that we are in a modern globalized age, we see democracy may not be the greatest tool to help Africa progress, especially with how corruption tends to work. So without further ado, let's look at Mali and some of the accomplishments that Abdulrahman Chiani was able to achieve. So economically, right? And I made sure to list the sources underneath each point so that you people can go and look them up yourself. Assimi Goita took power in 2020, right? And the second coup was 2021. He is at age 41 during that time. Assimi Goita was also very young for his age, but not as young as Traore. Traore is also quite young, but Assimi Goita is the quiet one of the group, right? So without further ado, let's look at some of his achievements. Economically, right, 2023, 2024, increased state revenue from mining, adopted new mining codes, raising the state share to 30%. Several gold mines were nationalized to increase domestic benefit from natural resources. Economic growth. So Mali's GDP grew 3.7% in 2024. Some of the things that are very quiet that people don't talk about is the education. So Sikasso University opened a new university in Sikasso region. Sikasso University welcomed its first students, expanding higher education access in southern Mali. This is according to Africa News in 2024. Regional universities revival. reopened universities in Kayes, Gao, and Timbuktu, right? Timbuktu, right? Um, Work ongoing to make universities of Kayes, Gao, and Timbuktu and Badigara operational again. This is major, right? But this is something that occurs when you have such security issues that uh, Mali faces currently, right? So foreign policy, his exit from Francophonie, withdrew from Organisation Internationale de Francophonie. Mali announced its exit from the Organisation Internationale de Francophonie in March 2025, marking a deeper estrangement from Paris. This is also from Welcome Africa. Governance, local government budget increase, right? Increase, received 440 billion CFA francs in 2024, up from 412. So that's about a $30 billion increase, right? That's almost a full 30 billion, I'm sorry, not dollar, franc increase, right? The CFA francs. Infrastructure, Sikasso University, like we discussed, right? Regional universities, like we discussed, local government budget increase, solar power projects, right? In 2024, multiple solar power plants are in development as part of efforts to find optimal energy mix and boost electricity access, right? Agricultural census, launched general agricultural census to pave way for digitization of farms. That's 2024 as well. Public services return, right? He restored basic public services in northern cities. Progressive return and of basic public services and key infrastructure in cities of Ber, Tessalit, Anfis, Kidal, and Agulhok following military operations, right? This is according to African News. And I'm butchering these pronunciations. I do not come from a francophone country. I'm from an anglophone country. You know, shout out Kenya. New airport infrastructure, continued airport construction, continued construction of airport infrastructure in Bamako and other regions. This is from various reports. I'll be sure to get these exact reports for you. Political. So this was when he overthrew the president and then became the National Committee for the Salvation of the People chair, right? He was appointed chairman. Then in 2021 is when he actually took power, right? And in 2025, Mali's military appointed legislative body granted Goita a 5-year presidential mandate, renewable as many times as necessary. This really rubbed a lot of people off the wrong way, particularly because they want Africa and African states to be democratic. But let me stress, they don't want African states to be democratic because they want African leaders to be elected fairly or to, no, they want democratic leadership and democratic systems so that they can, by proxy, inject their own leaders who they have paid, right? Fund their own proxy military regimes that they're fighting already, right? The terrorist actions, so that they can then influence where the natural resources go. Democracy in Africa is not for fair states, right? It's not for fair trade. It's not for anything other than easier influence from Western states and Western government organization and non-government organizations. Let us continue, right? So the 5-year presidential term, as many times as necessary. That's according to BBC. Political parties banned. In May 2025, the junta banned all political parties in the country amid growing crackdown on dissent, right? Goita has not made public appearance since April 2025 attacks. I'm not sure if this is completely accurate, but I think so, because we don't see much of Goita since 2025. National Dialogue recommendation. Mali's National Dialogue recommended that Assimi Goita serve as president for 5-year term until 2030. The recommendation was part of the transitional political roadmap. Promotion to general, right? This was self-appointed on an exceptional basis via cabinet decision. It's self-appointed, but it's cabinet decision, right? Failed coup attempts in 2025. A failed coup attempt occurred in 2025, though details remain limited. Elections postponed, just as we discussed above. Removal of French as the official language. Mali adopted a new constitution, removing French as the official language after 60 plus years. French is now a working language only, while 13 national languages include Bambara, Fula, Songhai, Dogon, Minyanka are now official languages. Over 70 local languages are preserved. This is very similar to Kenya. Kenya has around 77 tribes and that speak various languages. But we are yet to see these tribes be as legitimized as English, right? And this is a great push. Whenever we discuss Traore, we'll see some of the cultural things that have changed there, but we're seeing many, many pluses that are here. Constitution, Fourth Republic. Again, we have already read this from Welcome Africa up above. Constitution, Fourth Republic, adopted new constitution establishing Fourth Republic. With 97% approval in referendum, Mali adopted a new constitution establishing the Fourth Republic, significantly expanding presidential powers, right? So he's maintaining state capacity quite well. But the problem is it's difficult to maintain state capacity when you're so focused on state security, especially focused on the security that is being breached by all of these outside forces, most likely funded by other states, right? So the JNIM FLA coordinated attacks in April 2025. This is according to BBC. Coordinated attacks were launched by JNIM, Jamaat Nasr al-Islam wal Muslimin, right? And the Aswad Liberation Front, targeting Bamako and several northern cities. These attacks marked a significant escalation in the conflict. And just this month, several days ago, rest in peace to Minister Sadio Kamar, killed in car bomb attack at Kati military base, right? And this was with some of his family members. The attack was a part of a wider assault that hit near Bamako airport and northern localities, including Mopti, Savare, and Gao. Mali's government has not officially confirmed the death, but it has been confirmed now recently. Kidal recapture, regained control of the Tuareg separatist stronghold in 2023. This is according to BBC. The Malian army regained control of Kidal, a Tuareg separatist stronghold that had been outside government control for years. However, Wagner has been unable to help Mali take back full control of all territory. And we see Wagner and Russia lending not only aid, but business, weapons, being willing to truly help Africans in the Sahel to seize their sovereignty. And we will see if this is going to be a long-term positive or not. We know Vladimir Putin and Russia had many chances to colonize Africa, and they did not. So that is a plus. Shout out to Vladimir Putin for helping our people. You definitely get a fist today. Pause. So now Wagner Group partnership pivoted to Russian mercenary forces. Mali shifted allegiances away from France to Russia, as we just discussed, which sent mercenaries from Wagner Group to fight with the Malian army. This marked a significant security policy shift, right? The joint forces with the AES, right, the Sahel, but they formed a 5,000 strong joint military force, joined Burkina Faso and Niger to form the AES military force of 5,000 soldiers. The United Force of the Alliance of Sahel States was formally launched in December 2025. So that is very recent. Counterterrorism operations, continued operations against jihadist groups. That is occupying a lot of time right now, right? A lot of time between all of the coups, the attempted coups, in addition to the attempted assassinations. These guys have their hands full with thwarting all of the dissent in their regions by these jihadists, right? So let's continue. Despite efforts, despite efforts, the security situation remains challenging. The country has seen increases in violent events linked to militant Islamist groups, right? And again, these militant Islamist groups are most likely funded by other states that wish to see the Sahel and what is going on with these leaders to change, right? They wish to see this situation change so that they can retain, right? Most likely France, most likely America, right? But I'm going to go ahead on and put my money on France, right? Kidal falls to rebels. Tuareg separatist stronghold recaptured by FLA rebels in 2025-2026. Kidal, the historic Tuareg stronghold, fell to the Azawad Liberation Front, right? Russian mercenaries from Africa Corps, formerly Wagner, were reportedly withdrawing from the area, right? JNIM city seizures seized several cities in 2025-2026 offensive. The militants seized several cities, expanding territorial control in northern and central Mali, right? The fuel blockade, right? This one has caused problems. A fuel blockade beginning in September 2025 caused fuel prices to increase by approximately 400%, severely impacting transportation and daily life. So now the speculative things are the assassination attempts and the coup attempt plots. It'd be difficult to fully acknowledge these without compromising certain national security objectives. So it's quite difficult to fully lock in on that. But these are some of the things that Assimi Goita has been doing, but a majority of it is thwarting the dissent that is being caused by some of these jihadists, right? And again, France has its hand over there, right? We saw Goita allegedly being attacked in the mosque while he was praying, right? We saw a white spy from France come in and attempt to harm not just Traore, but everybody in the region using espionage. And he was captured and has not been released thus far. But this dashboard, and again, because of lack of full coverage of what is going on, also Traore tends to take a lot of the spotlight. We don't get to see some of these bigger accomplishments that Assimi Goita has done, Abdulrahman has done. And here on Diasporas, we plan on spending time and taking time to fully highlight them so that people can understand the nuance that is being done and the great work that these men are doing, right? So shout out to General Assimi Goita, salute to you and thank you for your work. And we pray for your health and we pray that you can continue to work. And again, rest in peace to the Defense Minister, Sadio Kamara, and his family members. Rest in power to you. And thank you for your work for helping the Black people of our nation and our continent to try and become more free, more sovereign, and more able. Next up, we will be going and reviewing Abdulrahman Chiani and his accomplishments as well, right? And finally, we will end with Traore, whose list is longer, not because the others are not working harder, but just because there's more media coverage, right? There's a lot more media coverage on Traore. So we look forward to looking out for that. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and thank you so much for the support.